crocodile. Except I wasn't meant to grab it. That's alright. Not going out there, you, no way. What are you doing? Hang on, guys, give me a second. Oh. We're meant to do that. So, I'd like to say, g'day, welcome to Hartley's Crocodile Adventures. My name's Rachel, and I'm going to be doing your 3 p.m. Crocodile sex shows. Now, you might notice, I've got a couple of girls in my corner. You might have already noticed, there's a few things that can go wrong in this show. So here, backing me up, ready to save my life if things go wrong, are my girls. So I've got Amy on the fence and Christy sitting down. He pops his head up and we'll take that. Do you want to chuck it out now? I'm going to try and get this back. But you're here to learn about crocodiles. Here to learn about this guy in particular. Now here at Hartley, we've got a variety of crocodiles. Some that were born in our zoo, some that were born in other zoos, and some that have come in from the wild. What are you doing? This guy that we're working with today was born here at Hartley's. We know everything about him. See, some crocodiles, some of our big crocodiles that have come in are all wild caught. We cannot age those crocodiles. There is no way to age a crocodile. You can't look at the teeth. You can't look at the bones. But because this crocodile's born here, we know his birth date. Now he come out of an egg 35 years ago. It was a cute little 20-centimetre baby. And he's grown into this. Now he is in here by himself. You might be thinking, that's a bit rough. Wonder why? Well, for a reason. See, all of our big boys, don't know what that was. All of our big boys have done something very similar to be able to house by themselves. And because this guy was born here, we watched him grow up. We worked out something very quickly. He's an absolute psycho. He's handpicked for this show. He's hyper-aggressive. He does not work well with other crocodiles whatsoever. When he came to a mature size, we popped him in the main lagoon where you do your boat ride. But see, for this crocodile, he didn't care about the 22 girlfriends, 3 chicken on tap. He wanted to kill everyone. Went, oh, that's not good. We called him up and we moved him to the morning crocodile show, the 11 a.m. feeding show. We thought maybe the hierarchy wasn't right for him out there. Maybe we'll just try something different. Nothing changed. He was out there for blood. He didn't care if the crocodile was smaller, bigger, male, female. He wanted to kill them all. Call him up one more time and thought to ourselves, we've got this crocodile that wants to kill everything around it. Why not 3 p.m. he can have a zookeeper? He's been doing this show for quite some time. You guys are happy. He's content. It's a good show. That's why he's housed by himself. He's what my boss calls serious unresolved anger management issues. Now he does have a name, but we wanted to give him something a little bit different. See, every park you go to, all the different zoos, they've got all the original crocodile names. Names like Chopper, Maniac, Psycho. We've got them too. We're not above anyone else, but we wanted to think outside the box. See, this crocodile has been doing this show for quite some time. And back in the day, the Harry Potter series was huge. Everyone was watching it, everyone knew the characters. So we put 2 and 2 together. We decided to call this crocodile Hagrid. He's got a fat head on him. whatsoever. Far from it, actually. Just see if I can get this rope off them. You giggle, but it works. Now, we did measure Hagrid recently. Was a pretty tricky job, actually. But he comes in at 3.6 metres. Pull him back up again. It's not part of the show yet, mate. Drop it. Now. Bad boy. That's alright. But yeah, it's 3.6 metres. From that, we can tell a few things about him. One, he is a male saltwater crocodile. See, here in Australia, we only get two species of crocodile. Your freshwater crocodile and saltwater crocodile. I will like to stress, those names are extremely misleading. Both these species can live in fresh and saltwater environment. They say about 70% of saltwater crocodiles in the wild don't actually see saltwater in their time. So they're very confusing names. But the freshies, they don't get as big. Their house next door, if you don't know what our freshwater crocodiles look like. They've got a narrower snout and a couple extra teeth. But on average, their sizes are 1 to 2 metres, with some really big boys getting up to 3 metres. Bring you back shallow. You guys are in a treat today. But yeah, they don't get as big. Really big freshwater crocodiles, we're talking 3 metres at most. Saltwater crocodiles, huge. Saltwater crocodiles are the biggest living reptile in current day at the moment. See, when we're talking average sizes, you girls are 2 to 3 metres, your boys 4.5 to 5 metres. He's not even a mature size just yet, but he's definitely big enough to ruin my day. Now the other differences between the freshies and the salties is no one on record has ever died from a freshwater crocodile. Because they don't get as big, they're not taking down the same prey items. Your freshies, we're talking fish, turtles, eels, everything like that. The biggest thing they'll take down is a small wallaby. These guys, on the other hand, we are 100% in their prey items. That being said, it is safe to go swimming with freshwater crocodiles. Fights do occur though. I sort of want to get this back so I can continue on the show. Now when Hagrid does let go of this bait rope, I'm going to offer him a little bit of food. You might have noticed us feeding crocodiles throughout the day using small pieces. For a reason. These guys don't rely on their food like you and I do. They don't eat a lot of food. See, on average, if we were to feed Hagrid 1 to 2 chickens a week, he is overfed. He's actually putting on weight. So you might have already noticed at the morning crocodile show, you might have already noticed in the boat, we're using small pieces. If I come out here every day and chuck Hagrid 1 whole chook, he wouldn't want to come out here. He'd be way too luggage. Are you going to try those again? Maybe chuck one in feed. So when Hagrid does let go of this bait, I will give him a little bit of chicken. These guys are indiscriminate, opportunistic, obligate carnivores, which pretty much means they're not fussy on what they eat. As long as it's meat, and the longer it gives them that opportunity. So they did a stomach contact on a crocodile caught in the Northern Territory. Inside that stomach, there's a freshwater turtle, a barramundi, a magpie goose, and a wallaby. So it gives you an idea of the range of food they're able to take down. Just give me a sec, guys.
Yay!
Back to what I was saying, but it gives you a range of the foods they're able to take down. Actually, can you chuck me that? Oh, yeah. Alright, we'll bring him out the front. You guys can have a good look at his teeth. What's this? Alright, yours, buddy. Oh, nice. Give him a clap. He's coming quick. I'm saying it here. Now, these guys have been on this earth for millions and millions of years. And they've got quite a few adaptations to allow them to be the perfect hunters. Now, to list off a couple, the first one is all those lumps and bumps along Hagrid's back. They're called osteoderms. Osteo being bone, derm meaning skin. They're little pieces of free-floating bone under that skin's layer. Now, they've got a couple of different purposes. One being armour for when they're fighting. One being a bracing system. So when they do a thing called a high walk and stretch their legs out, it stops the belly from sagging. And the coolest one of them all is these osteoderms are slightly offset. So when he is just swimming centimetres under that water surface, he is not creating a ripple. It is cancelling out the ripple that's created from his snout. So throughout the show, I will be moving around trying to get Hagrid to guess where I am and trying to keep an eye on him. There is hardly an indication that a 3.6 metre crocodile is stalking me through the show. The other one is he can control his buoyancy. At any given time, he is neutrally buoyant just like a fish. With minor adjustments, he can come up and down. Like that. When he wants to go down, he just lets a little breath of air out, down he goes. When he wants to come up, it is believed he can manipulate the air in the lobes of his lungs, rise to the top of the surface, and do what we call the minimum exposure posture. This is where they are giving away 2% of their whole entire body mass. This is their eyes, ears, and nostrils, the three main senses. They're on a raised surface. So when he can do the minimum exposure posture, just those three parts are hanging out. Now when we're talking about their three main senses, eyes, ears, and nose, they've got incredible eyesight. 260-degree field of vision with 30-degree overlap in front. This is really good depth perception. When it comes to timing the attacks, if he comes out too early, comes out too late, he misses his meal. He's also got great vision in low light conditions. You'll commonly hear up here, I go swimming at night time, the crocodiles can't see me. Please don't do that. This is the only reptile that has a tapetum lucidum, gel-like crystals on the back of the eye. This is what gives them that big, bright red eye shine at night time when you hold a torch up. Your household cats have the same thing and other predatory animals, but it gives them great eyesight in low light conditions. When it comes to their hearing, great positional hearing, much better than us, able to pinpoint exactly where those sounds are coming from. And sense of smell, it said they can smell a rotting carcass hundreds of metres away. These are great above the water. See, Hagrid doesn't have to be visual to know where I am. But when he ducks under the water, his eyesight's not incredible. He does have a third eyelid to protect his eye while he's swimming through. It's not like goggles where it makes him see better, it just helps the debris in the water. His hearing would be muffled. It'd be very similar to us when we're in the swimming pool, you can hear people shouting, don't know exactly what they're saying or what's going on. And sense of smell, Rubbish. These guys are air breathers just like us. But they can go down for quite some time. The longest they've ever recorded a crocodile holding its breath was just under 7 hours. So they go down. But he doesn't have to be visual to know where I am. See, on every scale of Hagrid's body, he's got a pressure receptor called an ISO, integumentary sensory organ. And they are super sensitive to any movement at the water's edge or in the water. See, that's what their niche is, being a semi-aquatic ambush predator that targets prey in the land-waters interface. Me walking along this bank, I'm giving away my position. And when I come down the water, start splashing around, that is ringing the dinner bell. He knows where I am at all times. Now, when it comes to their swimming abilities, they're fantastic. See, they clocked a crocodile in the Daintree doing 27 kilometers per hour. To give you a bit of an idea of how we swim, 3 kilometers per hour. So they're great compared to us. And when it comes to them hunting in the water, it is pretty damn easy. And to give you a bit of a story, we've got one that happened in the Northern Territory. If anyone's been to the Northern Territory, you know it's famous for crocodiles and big ones too. Now, what kicked this whole event off was a bunch of blokes celebrating a 30th birthday party on the Mary River. Now, when we're talking about the Northern Territory, some of those river catchments up there have the highest density of saltwater crocodiles anywhere in the world. We're talking numbers 5 to 10 adult saltwater crocodiles per kilometre. Huge numbers up there. But these blokes knew about it. They were locals to the area. Apparently down the river they could see a 4-metre crocodile sunbaking. But we know how dangerous day drinking is. As the day went on, these two blokes thought they would come up with the best idea ever. They bet each other they could swim across to the other side before that big crocodile got in the water. How do you reckon that's going to go? See, when experts looked into this story, the percentage of being attacked by a crocodile with those type of numbers, it sort of sits about 100%. But the blokes thought otherwise. They thought they'd come up with the best idea ever. They dove into the Mary River and started freestyling across. Now apparently this caused quite a bit of excitement and the local caravan park come down and watched. There was families and kids watching this afternoon sporting event. Now both of these blokes made it to the other side. They made it across the Mary River. The bears aren't on that side. They've got to come back. And it wasn't until the return trip, the bloke coming second disappeared. No scream, no splash, over in a couple of seconds. See, when we're talking about your crocodiles, we're talking 400 kilos on average to a 70 kilo human. They grab you, pull you under, game over. That's not getting closer. What are you doing? Are we got a problem? Oh. Look at that, honestly. So it comes very easy when it comes to them hunting in the water. The other technique, what they're most famous known for, is the ambush attack, where they'll spot their prey on the edge of the water. They might have a look, listen, smell, duck under the water, use those pressure receptors, and when they feel like they're close enough, they'll launch the attack. That tail of theirs is all muscle. It propels them through the water. They'll have their mouth wide open, just sweeping from side to side. Might try to demonstrate that. He looks pretty keen. Usually I have to hold this rope for him to come out at me, but it's a bit exciting for you guys, isn't it? So I'll see if I can get him to come out. Maybe do a jaw pop one here, but we'll see what we can do. Now you snuck very close to me. Alright, give me a jaw pop. Oh, nice. Like that. They come out, mouth wide open. Now that popping noise is what we call a jaw pop. You might have already heard it today, but it's air displacement. The same as us clapping our hands. It is the strongest bite of any animal recorded at the moment. On average, these guys bite down at 3,700 pounds per square inch PSI. We bite down at 90. They don't stop there. The bigger the crocodile, the bigger the bite. A croc in the Northern Territory consistently bit down 4,500 to 5,000 PSI every single time. That is a four-wheel drive coming down on you. Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw his teeth before. I certainly have. They're huge, but they're blunt. So these guys have been evolved for gripping teeth, not slicing teeth. So when they take down a big prey item on the edge, they bite down, those teeth intermesh, they lock like that. They'll do a big U-turn and drown you. Now they can take down some huge prey items. We're talking horses, cattle, even the Asiatic water buffalo. But they can't swallow it whole. He's not like a snake. He can't stretch his jaw out, swallow a whole horse. He's got to come up with a different technique. And the two well-known ones are the head shake, where you lift the carcass above the water, just violently whip it from side to side, pieces go ripping everywhere, bit on the inside of his mouth he'll swallow, repeat the process. The other one is the death roll, or the crocodile roll. They grab on, roll really, really quickly until something rips off. Now you did get a bit of a sneak peek before, but do you guys want to see it again? Yeah. Now you've seen me use this throughout the show quite a bit already. It's a tool of the trade. It's a bait rope. It's natural fibered rope with a little bit of cowhide on the other end. This time, well, you've already seen it, but I'm going to let Hagrid bite onto it. By pulling it in certain angles, it should encourage him to roll or head shake, or maybe something just a bit cool. Now, I would like to stress Hagrid isn't trained for this. This is all natural techniques. And he doesn't have to be involved in this activity if he doesn't want to. If he swims off in the deep, I'm not going in after him. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a dark, scary shadow creeping up on me. So, let's see what we can get. Alright. What are we doing? Come on. Head shake. Give me a roll. You got head shakes today. Oh, here we go. Come on, Aaron, give me one more. Put it in. Come on, Debbie, a bit heavy. Oh. Ah, bugger that. They were great examples of the head shake. Roll was pretty slack, but you get the idea. You don't want to be a part of that activity. Now, I have to get this back off him. You saw how tricky it was before, and usually when he gets it twice, it's even harder. Hope you guys are comfy. He once held on till 8 PM at night. We're going to do what we tried doing before, but Amy's going to throw a little bit of chicken out. This gives him the choice. See, what he's got in his mouth, he can't swallow it under the water. He's going to raise his head up, like this. Ah, bugger.
Okay.
Ah, that was alright, not too bad. Thank you. If you guys want a photo opportunity, he'll eat that chicken and lift his head up. Oh, nice and close to you kids. But yeah, he did good rolls at the beginning of the show, but you get the idea. They grab on, roll really quickly, That was probably 20% effort at most, honestly. Now it leads us to a very important question that we ask every single day doing this show. If I messed up and Hagrid grabbed a hold of me, pulled me out of the water, what would I do to get him to let go of me? Have you guys heard any techniques? Eyes? Yeah, what are you going to do with them? Poke them, yeah. They're a soft spot. There's a few stories where it's worked, a few where it hasn't, but absolutely. What else? Punch him in the throat. More of my body in that crocodile. No, it is one we hear commonly. It is a theory. The idea is, Hagrid grabs a hold of my leg, pulls me out into the water. Number one, nice and calm. Number two, grab my spare limb, put it down his throat, pull the modified tongue called a palatal valve. You'll fill him up with water, he'll spit me out, I swim back, it's a good day. It is a theory. If you ever do it, let me know. I don't know if I'll come back, honestly. Any other techniques how to get a crocodile let go of you? Yeah, shout it out with me. Sorry? Oh, that's alright, no worries. Yeah, go on ahead, bud. Punch his nose, yeah, he's got a nasal disc at the very top of his snout, it's soft. You punch it, he should let go, but if you miss that tiny little bit of nostril, you're pretty much punching the cement you're sitting on. Probably break your knuckles first, but absolutely. We ask this question every single day because there is no answer. There is no answer on what to do to get a crocodile to let go of you while you're in the water. Now the other question I like to ask is, how do you run away from a crocodile? Hagrid comes launching out at me, how am I going to run from him? Fast. Absolutely. A boat? Amy, where's your boat?
Zigzag.
Oh, up there, oh crap. Zigzags, yeah? What else? Jump on it and ride it. Oh, more big kids in here today. Sorry? Climb a tree. Yeah, absolutely. He can't climb after me. But he can go 6 to 12 months without food. Could be up there for a while, but absolutely climb a tree. He could climb a tree down, yeah, absolutely. Now, there is a few different techniques that you see on the internet quite a bit. They're run in zigzags or circles. I would like to put those methods to rest. We believe the people that have come up with this have never been chased by a real crocodile. It's meant to confuse the animal. Really, it slows you down. You look like an idiot doing it. And circles, you're going to get a rude shock halfway through your first circle, run straight back into that crocodile. Now here at Hartley's, we get chased every single day, and touch wood, we have never been caught. Now what we do, if a crocodile comes launching out, we run flat out in the opposite direction. Push everyone else out of the way, you'll be right. But you don't need to do any of that tricky stuff, just run flat out. So these guys aren't built for locomotion on land. You know, these huge, big body, tiny little T-Rex arms on the outside. They'll do that big, powerful launch, a couple of body lengths, go bugger that, I'm going back to the water. So you can definitely outrun a crocodile. Now while you're up here in far north Queensland, you're in croc country. You will see these yellow signs pretty much everywhere while you're up here, letting you know the potential dangers of our water. See, around the world, they estimate that crocodilians, not just crocodiles, are responsible for 1,000 deaths every single year. They are a very dangerous animal. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But here in Australia, despite what the media wants to scare you, we don't see those type of numbers. Here in Australia, maybe 1 or 2 people might lose their life to a crocodile, but that is it. Some years it's none, some years it's more, but that is our numbers. And there's a few different reasons to why that is. See, when we go into the water here in Australia, it's because we choose to. We're going swimming, fishing, snorkeling. See, unfortunately, some developing countries are going into the water more often, coming in contact with crocodiles. They're out there collecting their drinking water, bathing water. You get the idea. Now, to give you a bit of a story of how crocodile attacks are happening in Australia, I talk about one that happened locally in Innisfail, where a young lad named Lee met a bunch of backpackers at the Innisfail pub. Now, things were going awesome. They were having such a fun time, where they decided to continue their adventure down the road, where they come across the Johnston River. Now, the Johnston River is also known for having some crocs in there, but these backpackers were so excited. They don't get crocs from where they're from. They were asking lots and lots of different questions, where one pretty cute backpacker asked Lee the very important question of who's most likely to get attacked by crocodiles. Is it tourists or locals? What do you guys reckon? Tourists, locals? It's of course locals. You'd think it's tourists. We've got a bunch of different languages on our warning sign, but leading by a long way is of course the Aussie locals. But Lee thought otherwise. He turned to this backpacker and said, crocodiles only attack tourists. I'm completely fine to go swimming. She wasn't dumb though. She said, go on Lee, prove it. Fueled by liquid confidence, he dove into the Johnston River, where he found two things very quickly. One, Hagrid's cousin sitting right there. And two, Hagrid's cousin didn't care where he was from. He latched onto his arm and pulled him under the water. Now Lee is very lucky in this situation to be able to tell this story himself. You know what majority of people that come in contact with crocodiles in the water are?
Dead.
They're dead. There's a harsh reality of it. Now we believe the crocodile in the story was a lot smaller than Hagrid here. Maybe it was able to get away, but Lee said he punched it in the eyes, he punched it in the nose, he just kept punching it and he was able to swim away. But it gives you an idea of how crocodile incidents are happening. It is usually, of course, Aussies, local to the area. They know crocodiles are there, and alcohol isn't involved. So while you're up here in far north Queensland, there are a couple of golden rules. One is to stay 5 meters back from that water's edge. You've seen that ambush attack. That is the most dangerous part of the crocodile. If you're 5 meters back, you've got that head start. When it comes to camping, 50 meters from the high tide. We've got huge tides up here. You might set up your camp, the tide comes in, the water's touching your tent. So 50 meters from the high tide. Now with having that warning sign everywhere up here, some of you are coming up to Cairns experiencing humidity for the first time. It's